In the previous lecture, you have learned how to accept an input from the user by using the input function in Python. Here again, you will learn more about input function. Before that, first let's write a simple program to accept two numbers from the user and display their sum in the output. So here is my program. N1 is equal to input and give an indication message to the user, something like enter your first number and give a nice ending space. And in the same way, accept the second number from the user as well. Like N2 is equal to enter your second number. Probably you can use another variable like sum is equal to N1 plus N2. Then you can display the output using the print function. Print sum of N1 and N2 is N1 and N2 is, then display the sum. Save this. Let's see what's coming in the output. Clear. Execute it. The message in the first input function has come like enter your first number. So I'm going to enter like 5 and press the enter. Next, enter your second number. Let me enter 6 and press the enter. Now you are expecting an output of 11. You will be expecting a message like sum of 5 and 6 is 11. And let's see what is coming. You can see that sum of 5 and 6 is 56. And now think how this 56 came up. Remember in one of the previous programs where you have learned about strings and numbers, when you added a string 5 and string 6, the output was coming like 56 because it will just concatenate or put together the strings when two strings are added. That is what is exactly happening here. Or in other words, when you use the input function to get some input from the user, it will always return the user input as a string, not as a number. So in this example, N1 and N2 will be always a string, not a number. If you wanted to take the input as a number and not as a string, you have to convert that string into the number by using the int function that you have learned previously. So let me modify this program to display it correctly. Probably I can use another set of variable like m1 is equal to int of n1 and m2 is equal to int of n2, and instead of adding n1 and n2, just add m1 and m2. And this time let's see the output. Save and execute. Let me enter the same 5 and 6 again. So you can see that the output is coming correctly as 11. In short, the input function will always return the user input as a string, and if your intention is to use it as a number, you should always convert it into a number by using the int function. The same program can be again written in different ways. You don't need to use a second set of variables. Here you can directly override the same variables n1 and n2 with its integer values like we had done previously. Like n1 is equal to int of n1 and n2 is equal to int of n2, and add n1 plus n2, and let's see the output. 5 and 6, 11. Another way is, if you don't want the string version of the user input, but you always want the number version of the user input, then you don't even need to write it twice. You can combine these two lines together as I am writing below. So let me just comment out everything. So I'll be writing n1 is equal to input of display message, and directly you can convert that string into an integer by using the int here. So again you have to give a bracket here and give the same set of bracket at the end. So n1 is equal to int of input of this display message. Note down, this is the pair of your brackets for the input function and this is the pair of brackets for the int function. So this is equivalent to writing these two lines. N1 is equal to input of enter some message and N1 is equal to int of N1. And in the same way, you can write for N2 as well. N2 is equal to int of, then give input of some message. Enter your second number and sum is equal to N1 plus N2 and print out. And let's save and execute it. 5, 6. Output is coming correctly. So if this is confusing for you, you can always do it with two set of lines instead of one line like this. First N1 is equal to input enter of your first number, then N1 is equal to int of N. So that's the end of this lecture. So as a summary, the input function is used to accept an input from the user. When an input function is seen in the program, while execution, the program will wait until the user have pressed the enter key, and also it will return everything that the user have entered before the enter key as a string to the program. And thus, if your intention is to accept a number from the user, you should convert that string into a number by using the int function.